This is the plaintiff, Dion Foreman. She says the defendant cared for her children at her home, and one of their very expensive sweaters is missing. The sweater was brand spanking new. Clothes don't magically disappear, and the defendant refuses to refund her the $65 it cost her to buy. So she's suing. This is the defendant, Nelita Greenidge. She says the plaintiff never gave her anything for the children and has no idea why this woman is suing her. This whole lawsuit's pathetic. If the woman needed some clothes for her children, all she had to do was ask, because she's got lots of stuff and lots of sizes. But owe her money? No way. She's accused of Jamaican a woman crazy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant watched her kids and now very expensive sweater is missing, but the defendant says the lawsuit is totally bogus. It's the case of don't sweat the small stuff.
Okay, Dion Foreman, you are suing Nelita Greenidge? Okay. For $65, the cost of a sweater of your daughter's that you say is missing and it's her fault. All right, tell me what's going on.
Okay, Your Honor. The system took my children.
The system took your
children, yes.
Okay, what does that mean? Why did the system take your children?
Well, there was an accident with my son. They went to the school, and ACS was involved, and they took my kids away.
But accidents at school don't cause you to lose your children. What does the system say is the reason they took your children? Even if you disagree with it, what reason do they give?
He has a broken finger.
And he went to school with a broken finger, and the school then alerted the authorities.
Yes.
And then the authorities came to talk to you.
Yes.
And I take it they found your explanation inadequate or suspicious, so they took both children.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did your child break his finger?
It was an accident.
Why didn't you take him to the doctor or the hospital?
I did took him to the doctor. That's when I found out that the finger was broken. But that is not why I'm suing Ms. Nelita Greenidge.
Oh, I'm sure it's not. I read your complaint. I know why you're suing. Okay, so the system took, your boy is how old?
He's a boy and a girl.
How old is your boy?
He was 10 at the time.
10 years old?
Yes.
So he can tell us how he broke his finger.
Okay.
And the girl, did your son talk to the authorities?
Well, no, I'm not aware of if my son spoke with the authorities.
And then the girl is how old?
She's 5. She's 5 years old.
All right, so go ahead. So they take him, and what day did they take him away?
May 25th.
All right. And then what happens?
Okay. My kids was with a Hispanic family, Mrs. Lopez. She was wonderful.
Do you mean a foster family?
Yes.
That the court picked out?
Yes.
Okay.
She was a wonderful lady. I liked her, and the kids loved her. But the reason why I asked to have the kids removed from her, because of the kind of hair that, African American have. She didn't know how to comb the hair.
The hair?
The hair, yes, Your Honor.
So then what? Then you got to pick that your children left that foster home and went where?
No. Dad asked me if I knew somebody from my culture who I would prefer.
All right, so you wanted someone who was Jamaican to take care of your children, and then you had a friend, and this is your friend, right? You're the friend?
She's not.
Hello?
Not really.
Not really? How'd you pick her then?
Well, she used to take care of my son. Somebody had referred her to me. She's a licensed daycare, and she used to take care of my son. She took care of him.
Right, but there's a big difference between getting paid to be a daycare provider and taking 2 children in as foster kids.
She's getting paid. They were paying her to take care of the kids.
Oh, well, so long as the government's paying you. All right, so you agree to be a foster mom, but were you a foster mom before that?
When she called me, yes.
Oh, you had been.
And she asked me, I told her, I am now a licensed, foster parent. So if she needed me to take the kids, I would consider it, which I did. And I told her I could not go to her agency. She would have to take the child to my agency. That would be her responsibility.
Okay.
And that she did.
All right. Well, those are details that I guess don't really matter. But then you took the 2 children.
Yes.
And then at some point, the older one left you?
Yes.
And why did he leave you? That's the boy.
Because he started having mental issues.
How?
He was holding knives that he wanted to kill himself. He was hearing, things and all that sort of stuff. So he went to the mental institution. And for him to be with me, I would have to have a different
a different kind of
training.
license. You'd have to have
Right.
medical. Okay.
So
he went to a mental institution?
Yes.
Where's he now?
My kids are back with me, with Your Honor.
Oh, okay. And then, but the girl stayed with you?
Yes.
And how long did the boy stay with you? How long did the girl, put your hand down. How long did the boy stay with you? How long did the girl stay with you?
Just a short time.
What's that?
I am
That's not an
not-
answer. A day?
No, for some weeks.
Weeks. Okay.
Weeks.
So now what goes wrong that brings you to court?
Are foster parents generally people who like kids?
I would say yes. If they're just doing it for the money, there are much easier ways to make money than become a foster.
Fair point. What do you think?
I think they honestly want some kids. They need some kids in their life. There's a lot of ways to make money, so I'm pretty sure they actually want some kids in their life.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, Your Honor, when my kids was transferring from Forestdale to SCO, my caseworker had called me and my husband over to spend some time with the kids before they was taxied over to Mrs. Greenwich. The foster mother was there, Mrs. Lopez. She showed me everything that my daughter came in care with Miss before the kids was transferred to Miss Greenwich. This recent sweater that I just bought her, that is missing, that I'm suing for.
Okay.
Along with other
A
clothes.
$65 5-year-old's sweater from Macy's.
Yes, it was actually more than that, but that's what I got it on sale for.
Okay.
Right.
Do you have a picture of the sweater?
Actually, my phone, somebody stole my phone and
Okay.
my
Do you have
computer got
a
a
receipt for
virus.
the sweater?
No, because I buy cash
so
and then
when Mrs. Lopez shows you her things, is the sweater there?
everything was there.
And
the
then
sweater.
what happens?
Well, the kids was transferred to Miss Greenwich along with other clothes, including clothes that the foster mother had purchased for the kids.
Let me ask you a question. Is the child going to school?
When she had them, she didn't put them in school. She had them driving around in Salvation Army collecting donation clothes and food.
No, I'm
pantry.
sorry. Was it school time or was it summertime?
It was summertime.
Oh, okay. So go on.
But after school was open, they still was with her. So yes, as I was saying, Your Honor. So
Yeah, try not to get your kids taken away from you, because wow, these other foster mothers, they're just not up to par.
yes, because yes, so that was the only reason why I had the kids removed.
Okay, so
from
what's the deal? You're here
system.
because what? Because when you pick up your kids, the sweater's missing?
The sweater didn't came back along with.
So you
other
think she
clothes that
stole
I
the sweater?
purchased. Well, I did. I think she have my sweater. She
What
sent it
proof
to-
do you have that she
I
has
don't
the
have-
sweater?
I don't have no.
How do we know
sweater.
your 5-year-old just didn't lose a sweater like everybody else's 5-year-old can do?
Well, it was there with my caseworker and the foster mother.
Okay, so
They
why isn't
went
it just
there.
one of those things? Why is it something that requires you to come to court and sue the lady who was a foster parent, a loving parent to your children while you couldn't be? Why is it that you decide that because a sweater is missing, somehow that makes a court case against a lady who took care of your kids when the government would have let you take care of them because he has an unexplained, a child with behavioral issues has an unexplained broken finger? I'm not understanding. Maybe, is it just, I don't know. Have I had too much coffee this morning or is it mystifying you?
Mystified.
Yeah.
Well, can I say something, Your Honor?
Oh, yes, I live for the moment.
She wasn't so as a loving foster mother because she did abuse my kids. The only reason why I didn't bring my son
When did you
today-
find out she was abusing your kids?
After my son came home.
So of course, of course, you alerted the authorities.
Yes, I
And you
did.
filed a complaint.
Yes, I
And you
did.
called the police to say she was abusing your kids,
Yes,
right?
she wet
Let me
my
see
daughter
all
up.
those complaints.
I don't have it, but
That
she-
never happened, did it?
she wet my
Did that
daughter up with
happen?
cold water.
Did you abuse her kids?
Never.
Did you ever hear from any agency that she
No.
had complained that you had abused
Never.
her kids?
Never.
No. The only thing you saw was a lawsuit for a $65
Yes.
sweater that is missing. Am I really here?
She replaces all my daughter
Verdict
clothes with
for the
donation
defendant.
clothes.
You have no proof she stole your kid's sweater.
Thank you,
Almighty.
Your Honor.
Well, she had no evidence of anything, so the plaintiff comes out here on the losing end
No,
of
she
the
took
case.
my daughter's sweater. She took my, and she's
How do
nothing.
you know? How do you know?
She is nothing. My daughter's sweater went with her. It did went
know?
there. She took it and sent it to 80 where she collect clothes and sell to 80 for other people, children. She took my daughter's stuff. I work hard for that sweater. She only nothing but a money hungry gospel grinder. She called herself a Christian. She put my daughter in cold water because she didn't want to take a shower. I hope you burn in hell. You're nothing but a gospel grinder. You only go church for grind the gospel. You Christian, all the donation clothes that she sent to my daughter, I took them back to the agency.
Okay, come.
I left it to your conscience.
Well, she broke her son's finger. And she sent him to school telling them that, let him tell a lie.
Why is she so angry?
Because that's how she is. She's just that type of person. And she has no friends. Because as soon as she gets close to somebody, they leave her because she has bad behavior. She needs to get a mental check.
Okay. Harvey?
Problem in this case is the plaintiff is abusing the system by making a bogus claim. You don't want the authorities looking at foster kids to poo-poo claims because people cry wolf. They should only be called when the claim is truly legitimate.